very late and very first team of the season prediction video. I've gone full into depth in terms of trying to figure out who I would put into the Premier League team of the season based off of the short list of the 40 or so players that have been nominated into the potential BPL team of the season, as we've all seen from Spencer's video, who is also linked in the description down below, so go check that one out first. So before we get into my very detailed statistical analysis of every single player that's on that list based off of their tackle percentage, their pass completion, shooting, and all of that stuff, make sure you smash a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. This video has taken me a long time to put together. I'm actually doing this intro after everything has been done, and I'm very excited for you guys to see it. I know, as always, it's a long video, but treat it like a podcast and then use the visuals of me showing you all the statistics and all that stuff, because it's all super interesting. At least I found, someone that's such a stat geek like myself, I love it. And of course, as always, let me know in the comments down below what you agree or disagree with in terms of my choices. And just quickly, before we get into our predictions and our analysis on the team of the season Premier League forwards, I want you guys also to know that if you are watching this on Friday past 6 p.m. UK, which is about 7 p.m. Europe time, I am live streaming what is going to be undoubtedly the most crazy stream I've done all year long. We're treating today as Cinco de Mayo because we missed Cinco de Mayo in terms of drinking and stuff like that. So it's going to be Cinco de Mayo. It's going to be Effed Up Friday, where we're drinking for every new subscriber, and we're going to be opening 60,000 FIFA points worth of packs, and I hope to get some incredible Premier League team of the season players. So if you're interested in that, after watching this video, click the link. It's going to be at the very front of the description down below, and enjoy the rest of the video. Based off of these outliers from Spencer's video, right, we all know that Aguero, Kane, VARDY are getting in. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. I would have thought that Lukaku would get in. I thought Defoe was a messed up choice. Costa I forgot to include in this, so you know what? I'm going to add Costa into our comparison. I thought Ighalo and Dini were odd choices. Firmino's not getting in. So the short list so far, we have these three beauties. I would have said Lukaku, but for argument's sake right now, let's see, based off of statistics, who deserves to be in with these three beauties. Is it Lukaku, Defoe, Costa, Ighalo, or Dini? So let's get Costa in here as well. And I'm using skaka.com if you guys want to check them out as well. Let's see here. What? Oh, Champions League, shit. Oh my God, I was gonna laugh my ass off. Wait, Premier League. Holy Lord, dude. I was about to die. I thought he had 2 goals scored in the Premier League, and EA included him in their short list. All right, fine. So we're starting out with forwards, and I think we're going to do this with midfielders and everything as well, okay? I think that's going to make it super, super fun. Based off of this right now, I thought it was crazy to have Defoe in the short list. Even though he scored a good amount of goals, he's like 7th or 8th in the top Premier League goal scoring list. His conversion rate is absolutely incredible. So let's, I don't know, maybe I can do the conversion rate on this website, but Defoe's conversion rate, and I hope to God I'm correct here because I'm super good at maths. I was good at math. Anyways, haven't done math in forever, but this is simple shit. So Defoe's conversion rate right now is about 17%. 17% of his shots result in goals, okay? So Romelu Lukaku, in the Premier League's conversion rate is a little bit less, but not that much less. His conversion rate is 16.9%. So that's not terrible. And then the interesting thing, everyone laughing at Diego Costa, which a team of the season, everyone, you know, is going to argue that, you know, your team's place and how your team's done should be involved. But it is an individual team of the season, how players have done throughout the team of the season. So if you look at Costa's conversion rate, he's right up there as well. 16.9% as well. Fair play to EA for including these two. At first, without really looking into the statistics of the year, I see these two and I'm like, holy God, what the hell? But then you look at it a little bit more. To be fair, I don't think Dini or Ighalo should be really, specifically, I don't think Dini should even be in the argument. So I don't think he'll get, you know, in as that 4th attacker. But Ighalo, you know, Ighalo or whatever is close. Although when you compare Ighalo to Lukaku, I don't think either one of these players get in at all. I think it's going to be between Defoe, Lukaku, and Costa. And it's crazy, before analyzing just these simple stats, I would have like outright, just based off of what I thought the best performances were. I'm a little biased because I like Belgian players, of course, but I would have thought it was Lukaku. Interesting as well. Here you go. So just clicking that show totals, average per game. Does that change at all? No. So per 90, you guys really want just per 90-minute metrics? Okay. Well, There you go. You know what? That gives us an even clearer decision there. Holy crap. Jesus, man. Defoe. GG. Nick, you got to pay attention to the lower league teams, man, or the lower table teams. Jesus, I had no idea that Defoe was that. That's actually pretty damn good, man. Per 90 minutes. You know, about a goal every 2 games. There's a lot of arguments to be made. There definitely is a hell of a lot of arguments to be made of essentially which way you want to look at the statistics. And as you guys will know, especially once you go through school and university, any statistic, trust me, I've taken a whole hell of a lot of statistic courses in my life. It's been a long time, but I did in the past. And you can make any statistic help your argument just by adjusting a few things here and there. So statistics aren't the be-all end-all, but I think, coming from that type of a background in terms of my schooling and stuff like that, this does give us a clearer picture of who should be in there, who shouldn't. You know, on the outside look, first things first, you would think all of these are just moronic decisions. Maybe that's just me. I know a lot of you guys are going to play the holier-than-thou card in the comments or in the chat or whatever and say, no, I knew these players were good. But I guarantee a lot of you guys would have looked at this and been like, what the hell, these 5? So when you look closer, you can then start whittling out a few of them, I would say. So based off of all of those statistics, honestly, this is what I'm going to say. And this is, again, my predicted team of the season BPL setup is going to be a little bit different than what a lot of you guys will say. And you know what? You're probably watching this as the team of the season of the BPL is out. So you can then compare what EA have picked compared to what I am picking and my reasonings for it. But without a shadow of a doubt, KANE and VARDY get into it. And again, my opinion now, and just so you guys know as well, I only adjusted the overall rating. I didn't actually adjust their like in-game stats just to make this a little bit quicker. But I think they get into the starting 11. I think AGUERO and LUKAKU, based off of our statistics looks, will be the ones that get onto the bench. All right, so it's time to switch over to the midfielders, the shortlisted team of the season midfielders. Again, I feel like I've said this already before, but I have been using the pictures that Spencer has used and have been released by EA. I know Spencer's fine with it, but I'm gonna leave a link to his video in the description as well. Check that out if you want to see like the full list, and then Spencer and his guests, as you can see in the title, Dele Alli, Reece Oxford, their opinions on the team of the season, and then their participation in bench warmers and stuff. So all of that is in there for you guys, but I'm just using his graphic. Essentially, I could have had it all done, but you know what? Why not? Like, I'd rather give as much as I can credit to the source of where I got this information from. And this is just an informative, opinionated video of what I think the Barclays Premier League team of the season is going to look like after we analyze some stats and stuff. And building from that, a lot of people are going to write, oh, it's easy to predict the team of the season when the PFA list is released and stuff like that. To be fair, other than MAHREZ and a few other players, I'm not looking at that list. I'm trying to do this just based off of like what myself and a few other people are arguing about and what I feel like a lot of football fans would want to see, and then see the stats compared. So I hope you like this. If you are, if this becomes a video, remember to smash the like button. That'd be really, really cool. The midfield, I think, is going to have a lot of contested spots. I think we can all agree that Dyer, Dele Alli, Payet, Kante, MAHREZ get in. Drinkwater, I think, squeaks in as well. But I think we can all agree that this, like, fecta of dreams gets in without people arguing about it. So having said that, I put them into the team. Into the starting 11, I put Payet, Dele Alli, Kante, MAHREZ. I know there's going to be a lot of Arsenal fans, maybe Liverpool fans, etc. Spurs fans, maybe, etc. disagree with some of my choices. But for now, these are the players that I put in based off of their team, their performances, and I don't really think many people are going to disagree. I'm sure a lot of you guys may disagree with the overall ratings. People are going to say VARDY deserves a 91, etc. But in terms of the selection, I think we've done well already. Again, we want to analyze the outliers, and this is going to offend a lot of people, but I personally feel, to start off with, the outliers definitely are Mesut Ozil. Now, I think personally, Mesut Ozil, and I've said this a lot, but has been let down by his teammates more so than people are going to say his inconsistency. As far as I know, he has the most assists in the Premier League. He has the most chances created this year in the history of the Premier League. So, based off of all of that, and the fact that he hasn't, I think, broken the assist scoring record, that is more the plebeian Giroud that has let him down. Or, to be fair, Welbeck, if he ever gets a start, or Theo Walcott, etc. Those players have let him down more so than his performances. So, people are going to call me a closet Arsenal fan. I'm not. I'm a Leeds United fan, but I think he gets in, but I want to have a look at the overall stats and a few other stats of OZIL compared to other players to see if he does get in, so that my argument maybe is substantiated by statistics. So we're going to call OZIL an outlier right now, even though I believe he gets into it just based off of statistics alone. I want to see De Bruyne in the team of the season because I think he's been electric at the start of the year, got injured, which a lot of people are going to say rules him out of the team of the season, but then has been pretty electric since he's come back as well. So why don't we look at statistics and see if that's correct or not. Willian, Chelsea fans, and I think most people will agree, he's probably been Chelsea's best player this year, so I want to look at his actual statistics and see how good he's been or how average he's been, you know, based off of the statistics we can look at. And then there's a lot of other players in there. I think Drinkwater squeaks in as well into the team, but Eriksen, Spurs are in second place, so I think it's definitely worthwhile looking at Eriksen and what he's done on the field. And then a lot of Liverpool fans, I think most other fans are going to disagree with this, but I think a lot of Liverpool fans want to see Coutinho in there and maybe even are going to argue that Coutinho should be in there. I disagree with it, but I'm going to look at the statistics. So you can see already 34 games for OZIL, 23 games played, of course, because of the injury for De Bruyne. I actually don't know what's gone on here with Coutinho. Was he injured for a little bit of the Premier League season? 24 games for him only, 33 games and then 32 for Willian. So we're going to look at, I think, more obviously midfield-oriented stats. So this is going to be an interesting one to look at, I think, passes forward. But let's first look at, God. This is going to be very, very interesting. So the first thing let's just look at assists. OZIL's going to blow this one out of the water. I don't doubt it. And we're going to do per 90 minutes. We'll keep that 90-minute metric there, so we keep that that analysis, I guess, accurate. The second one, and again, you guys may agree with some of the statistics I'm going to look at here, but successful passes, in terms of, I guess that would mean just retaining possession and stuff like that. Why don't we look at chances created? Okay, so again, this is definitely helping out OZIL's argument and Arsenal fans' argument of OZIL getting in the team of the season. My argument of OZIL getting in team of the season. Average pass length, so that's, I guess, the risk of the pass. But anyways, chances created, key passes. I don't know what this website would consider key passes. I'm interested in seeing, like, where... Oh, there you go. Jesus, though. So, I think that helps OZIL out, but I don't know what exactly... this means. I'm not entirely sure what this means. If there's a way for me to find out what they mean by key passes, I might put that in there, but for the time being, I think I'm gonna leave it out because I just don't know what it means. Pass completion could be very, very interesting. So there, well, to be fair, they're all pretty high up there, but OZIL blows it out of the water, so that's interesting. And then I would like to see what we're looking at in terms of goals scored. So there you go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so this muddies the water. Goals scored for the midfielders, this does muddy the water because this is pretty even, and then Coutinho kind of blows it out of the water. I don't think this is going to be something that's that important. Fair play to Christian Eriksen, though, like doing his defensive duties. So that's just an interesting one to look at. So Eriksen, in terms of interceptions, does well. Let's just see passes forward. Okay, so I think this is a good overview of what I would consider a lot of the overall population's outlying team of the season players. Now, honestly, based off of these stats, a lot of people are still going to say because Arsenal bottled the league or just dropped off heavily over the last few weeks of the year, that OZIL doesn't deserve to be in it. But when you look at these stats, assist, he blows everyone out of the water. Chances created, blows everyone, literally blows everyone out of the water. Eriksen does decent, but still gets like beat by 50% essentially by OZIL. Pass completion is pretty even across the board for everyone other than OZIL and maybe Willian, so OZIL blows that out of the water. Goals scored, to be fair, is pretty even, although Coutinho has contributed a little bit more. Everyone else is even. Coutinho wins in that one, so fair play. And then passes forward, OZIL blows everyone out of the water, again, other than Eriksen. So, based off of those statistics alone, I would absolutely, undoubtedly say that Mesut Ozil deserves to be in the team of the season. Let me know what you guys think, whether you agree with it, whether you disagree with it. But I would say, based off of these statistics, that Ozil deserves to be in it. And I think this per 90-minute metrics, I think that helps out players that haven't played a lot. You know what I mean? I think that like looking at it like this definitely helps even out everything. So I like that. But I'll leave it up to you guys whether you want to argue in the comments of, does Ozil get in the starting 11? Does he swap out with Payet or whatever? But I'll just make that switch for the time being. West Ham fans, please don't hate me. So that solidifies that. the question then is that we got to ask ourselves, I'm going to remove OZIL from the stats now. How many other midfielders do we get? First of all. Second of all, do we actually get reserves? Because right now I'm just looking at the starting 11 and the sub bench. Do EA go old school and only give us subs and the starting 11? If they give us reserves, then I think we have a lot more places to fit in. Like, I think Drinkwater gets in. I don't think many people are going to disagree with that. A lot of people are going to argue that Arnautovic gets in, so that could have been an interesting person to look at. But let's look at the rest of the players here that we're looking at. Do any of them deserve to get into it? So, on my biased side, and as much as I want to see De Bruyne in it, based off of his injury, and based off of these actual statistics, I actually don't think anymore that De Bruyne deserves to get into it in terms of his Premier League performances. 9 assists isn't bad for how long he was injured, but, you know, 71 chances created isn't crazy. Again, he was injured, but still, 71 chances wasn't the greatest. But I think, honestly, based off of these stats, Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, and Man City, De Bruyne fans, not Man City, but De Bruyne fans such as myself, I don't think any of us can really argue that they deserve to be in it, based off of me thinking there aren't reserves. If there are reserves, Drinkwater gets into it. And really, actually, other than Drinkwater not being on the reserves, I don't think many people can disagree. I looked at Sigurdsson's stats, and to be fair, Swansea has made a nice, you know, push back up the Premier League, but I don't think Sigurdsson, Barkley, Arnautovic has probably been Stoke's best player, but I don't think he gets into it. But I do not see De Bruyne or Coutinho or Willian getting into it. So those are going to be my choices. Let me know what you guys think of them. I genuinely agree and think that Koscielny should be in there, but this is what EA have selected, and it's going to be very hard no matter what I do to like actually start picking and choosing and looking at statistics of what defenders should be in there and what shouldn't. But at some point in this little bit, I am going to compare Koscielny's stats to a few of the players that are in it, okay? And what I think we're going to do is we're going to compare stats of wingbacks and then try and compare stats of center backs. Now, I have selected 3 of these players, and again, maybe you guys are going to disagree with me, maybe you're not, but just to make this not an endlessly long video, which I'm sure this video is going to be insanely long anyhow, but to try and not make this be an incredibly long video, I've selected 3 players that I think walk into the team of the season without us having to overly look at stats. And to me, again, I think their overall ratings are accurate, but I haven't adjusted their actual ratings. Toby Alderweireld, or Alderweireld, however you want to say his name, Robert Huth, of course, and then Morgan. Personally, I think that Bellerin and Danny Rose get into it no matter what, but that's just what I think and how I've seen the season. I want to have a look at Bellerin, Monreal, Fuchs, Walker, and Rose if I missed them. I want to look at the 5 of them and just see who has the best stats, who would get into the starting 11 versus who would be on the reserves and stuff like that. However, first of all, let's try and have a look at some of the center backs and see who really deserves to be in it. Smalling is another one I think gets in the team of the season, but I'd like to have a look at his stats and see, does he actually get into it or not? And I'm going to try and get this correct. So here you guys go. This is the games that they've played this year. Let's switch it over to the 90-minute metric, okay? So everything is consistent in terms of how we're looking at statistics. And let's try and decide what pass or what defensive stats we actually want to look at. And this is per 90 minutes, so per game. 1 tackle, 1. Van Dijk, 1.34 per tackles per game. So there you go. There's Virgil already taken 1. So let's look at interceptions. I think that's another good one to look at. So there you go. Koscielny on a 3.92. Arsenal fans are going to be yelling and screaming. But Smalling and Van Dijk, there you go. Zuma not doing the greatest. And this is what's nice about this is this still looks at Zuma on a per game basis of when he was fit, not like, you know, he doesn't get hurt for missing a whole bunch of games. Interceptions, blocks is going to be Cook, isn't it? Yeah, knocks it out. He almost has a block per freaking game. So Cook knocks it out of the park. But again, Koscielny. Freaking Koscielny, man. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. That's pretty crazy that Koscielny has 4 interceptions per game. Like, head and shoulders above everyone. So Arsenal fans right now, freaking out. Guaranteed freaking out right now that EA have ignored Koscielny. And let's look at defensive score. So that kind of gives us the overall. You know, without having to look at every single statistic, Koscielny actually beats everyone on a game-by-game basis. And yet Koscielny isn't even in the short list. I'm going to minus out Koscielny because he's not even in the short list. So we can argue and complain until we're blue in the face, but it's not going to get him into the team. So we now have to look at the players that I think are argued, or that we can argue get in the team. So I am very interested though in having a discussion with all the Man United fans, and maybe even myself, that thought Smalling would undoubtedly be on the bench. When you look at all of these statistics, tackles won, it's Virgil van Dijk that gets in. Interceptions, close, but still Virgil van Dijk that wins it. Blocks, to be fair, is a block per game. Like a shooting block per game for Steve Cook is pretty incredible. Clearances is Cook, but like, it's not Smalling again. Defensive score, it's Virgil van Dijk, and Smalling is second after that. Van Dijk gets into it, so I'm gonna put him on the bench for sure. I think Virgil gets into it, and it sucks for all of us because you know, he was in the most consistent team of the season, and EA is going to be lazy, I promise you guys, and literally just give us the same stats on these players. You know what I mean? Kante will be 88. Look at this. Look at this. Like, look at this right here. Holy Jesus Lord. Fucks everyone. Although, to be fair, Danny Rose is pretty close in a lot of the statistics, but there it is. There'll be 23 players. Okay, so fair enough. Let's just work on the starting 11. So from this, I would say Fuchs gets into the starting 11 at left back, even though I thought it would be Rose. So I've been proven wrong based off of the pretty much all the statistics. Interceptions, tackles won, clearances. That's insane. Really, out of them though, I think we still go with Fuchs. I think we still go with Fuchs. Defensively, he's better, and I think he gets into the team. I'm still gonna call him Fuchs. So I know you guys are gonna disagree with it. Now it's just up to me to basically analyze the statistics myself. So let me know. Definitely let me know in the comments. I don't think it really matters left back or not, but let me know in the comments down below whether you guys agree with it or not. This is the route that I'm gonna go. And these are not going to be his stats, but I think that will be his rating. What about Danny Rose? If you look at Danny Rose, to be fair, he's like close to Fuchs here, not close to anyone here, tied with Monreal here, close to Monreal here, and Danny Rose. I mean, fuck, Danny Rose deserves to be in it as well. Holy shit, man. Sometimes I agree with you guys though. There's a point in time when statistics aren't the be all end all. You know what I mean? Aren't the be all end all. But anyways, that's a tough one. So between these two, who gets, Jesus Christ. So offensively and, well, passing wise, holy shit. Walker? Really ahead of Bellerin in the statistics? I'm not gonna lie, I honestly would still go Bellerin. It's crazy, man. I still want to put Bellerin in the team. I still think in terms of the season, I still think it would be Bellerin instead of Walker. So I'm gonna go Bellerin. I'm sure there's gonna be a ton of you guys that disagree. I can't believe that as someone that has been claiming in this video that statistics are incredible, they're so fantastic, I would still go with my gut feeling saying that Bellerin gets in. And if anything, you know, Walker sits on the bench. Let me know what you think. All right, and to end off the video, let's quickly do the goalkeepers. I feel like the decisions are made there, but I have been noticing a lot of people disagree with me on Twitter and in my chat and stuff like that. So this is going to be the split for me. Based off of the league and then just the performances for me, I would go Schmeichel in the starting 11 and Hugo Lloris on the bench. Or David De Gea has won Manchester United's best player for what, the third year running? Or I would go with Schmeichel or De Gea. For me, the tough point would be who would I put in, Hugo Lloris or David De Gea, like into the reserves. If EA would allow and be so generous as to give us 3 goalkeepers, I would go De Gea, Schmeichel, and Lloris. I know there's going to be a lot of people that disagree and say Cech maybe should be in there. Gomez is hilarious, but so I'm not even going to look at his stats, honestly. Let me know if you guys think Gomez's stats are actually within the right to get him voted into it. But anyways, I don't think Butlin's been incredible and maybe one of Stoke's best players as well, but I think he's dropped off as well. So I am going to look at the stats for Cech, De Gea, Butlin, Schmeichel, and Hugo Lloris. But I do think no matter what, it's for me, unless any crazy statistics stand out, I would be picking Schmeichel and Lloris or Schmeichel and De Gea. Let's see. Okay, wow. Wow, so Arsenal fans feeling really good right now. Yeah, Hugo Lloris has had F all to do, fair enough. The defense in front of him have been fucking magnificent. But wow, Petr Cech. Jesus, man. I still go Schmeichel based off of like what his team has done. And to be fair, like, clean sheets, still pretty damn good. Again, it's a lot to do with the team, or maybe the way they go about doing it. Goals conceded, again, you know, high in comparison to Hugo Lloris, but still pretty well along the top goalkeepers. Saves, pretty similar as well to the high-strung guys. Saves per goal, that's interesting. So Cech makes more saves per goal conceded, Schmeichel less, and then the total score, Cech knocks it out of the park. So based off of statistics, Cech would get in, if anything, get into the starting 11. But again, and this is going to be where you look at statistics, but then you have to have a debate outside of the statistics. And I would argue that the results for Arsenal, and maybe Arsenal again as a club or as a team, have let Cech down in terms of his entrance into the team of the season, where I feel that the statistical differences and lack of stats for Schmeichel then gets boosted by what his team has managed to do. So I am still going to overshadow the statistics and put Schmeichel into the starting 11. It's who we argue gets on the bench. So I'm going to take Schmeichel out of the equation completely, and based off of statistics alone, though, like, you would still put Cech on the bench. And you know what? I'm so impressed. I am so impressed because honestly, in my mind, it was between Schmeichel and then on the bench De Gea or Lloris. That's it. So for the end of the video, that is genuinely what I would put together. If we had reserves, there would be more players in there. Trust me. De Gea should, or Lloris should, or Cech should be somewhere in here. But if there aren't reserves, and in terms of, for argument's sake, for me fitting players into the team, I don't know what other route I would go. So that's going to be my finalized team. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you watched the entire video and saw my reasoning for everything. I really hope you enjoyed it. I thought this was really fun. Smash the like button, boys. I'm going to give you guys, this is the end of the video, so no one's going to really be at this point. But if you see the likes not at like the 4,000 or 5,000 mark, and you want to see me do another prediction video, maybe for the next week for the Serie A or for the Bundesliga, by looking at stats and having an argument about it, smash the like button. That would be fantastic. Thank you for everything, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace!